Heathrow is a really difficult issue for our local community. There are people with strong views on both sides, and I fully respect that and understand the issues that they have. I voted against the third runway for a series of reasons. Labour had set 4 tests for the potential project. These were set under Ed Miliband's leadership, and Jeremy has continued them. And in my view, the proposal didn't meet any of those 4 tests. If I just run through them, I think you'll see what I mean. The first one is, could the runway actually be built? And when you consider that the project would involve moving the M25 and also housing and other pressures locally, it's quite a considerable risk as to whether it would ever be built in practice. There are also legal challenges underway already, which could also stop it being built. The second point, which we raised, which I feel very strongly about, is the risk of more carbon dioxide pollution in the atmosphere. Climate change is the single biggest problem facing humanity, and I'm determined to tackle it in my own way. There was no mitigation from the government, and as a result there wasn't a credible plan for taking carbon out of the atmosphere to compensate for the significant amount of extra carbon dioxide produced by the aircraft flying into the extra runway. I think that on that grounds the project would also have failed. The third test, which again relates to pollution, is about local air pollution and noise. And on those grounds also the project failed. There was no clear plan to mitigate the extra noise from the aircraft or the surface level pollution produced by more vehicles travelling to and from the site. The final test, which is something which matters to the whole country but possibly a little bit less to some people in this area, is whether the new runway would have allowed for connections around Great Britain and into Northern Ireland. And on that basis it also failed. The government had originally proposed that 15% of slots would have been allocated to aircraft flying to regional airports like Edinburgh or Cornwall or others around the country. However, in the documentation they produced about the project, they subtly changed this in a very significant way, and they changed the wording to read up to 15%. Now obviously up to could be a lot less than 15%, and I felt that the project also failed on those grounds as well, and that's something that's quite significant to people around the UK. So I hope you'll see why I voted against the proposal. I do wish to talk to people about it. Please contact me if you have a view and would like to hear more or discuss this issue with me. Thank you.